Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan Nair. Basically, this is the 51st number part. Basically, that is basically the formula word. Basically, we can say, and up to what level the formula word has reached. That basically we are talking. We are basically we were talking about the in last part. Basically, we are talking about the banking investment. What actually the banking investment comes into picture. In software industry, what is the banking investment? Basically, so bank basically takes our money, that is basically software industry's money, and where they invest basically. So this basically you have to know basically, because where your money is getting invested. If you will ask, then basically 100% they are going to tell you, but they will be telling explaining in the banking language basically. Banking language means they will be telling you that this is the product basically, this is the mutual fund product, and this is going to be your rate of interest, this will be the product, and basically they will directly never tell you that this is this um, investment which we are taking your money, that is going to invest in the text box area, that is basically thousand cities combo box area. They are never going to tell basically. Reason basically behind this is basically the set of banks monies are collected, and then basically so there are many other groups basically who do the main investment basically, because money basically if you have invested the money, that money basically has to be in land basically. The land means basically that money has to be taken as an creation basically. Without that basically the your money never get reused basically. It's basically concept of the banking industry says that money is always has to be rotate. Bank money is always getting rotated of the in the investment side basically. So basically investment says that for example, from Mumbai basically, 1 lakh crore rupees investment has been collected by the set of banks basically. For example, 15 banks has collected 1 lakh crore rupees as a investment basically, as a mutual fund, and many investment has been added, and like this basically lots of special mutual fund has also has been created for the Mumbai group basically. So for that basically around 1 lakh mutual fund money has been collected. That money basically banks will never tell you that you have your money is going to be invested here, your money is going to be invested there. So basically that's basically mostly basically almost all the monies are basically getting invested in the physical side only. That is basically in city side. Without there basically nothing, because if that anybody is telling that your money is getting invested in the internet side, then basically that internet is also at the some certain cities only. No? Without the physical location, money never gets invested basically. So money is getting invested at the you can say it's physical location. So physical location is here basically. I have taken example that your money is getting invested in the uh, text box side, that is basically created from 1000 cities, and that 1000 cities going to generate some sort of set of energy, that is basically oil energy and petrol energy and vegetables energy are going to generate, and from that energy the vegetables oils and petrols are going to be created. Like this basically lots of things are there basically. Your money basically which gets invest, that gets lots of output also, but basically investment if anybody is doing, then basically you have to think of long term only basically. Big reason is basically if they are doing invest, if you are they are telling that we have done your investment, then basically to do the investment, after the investment they need the return also. So like this basically creation happens, then basically energy gets generated. After that only basically the output is going purchase. The people are going to purchase the oil, vegetables, and petrols. Then only the money is going to come. So just see basically the each and every human needs chain also gets generated like this basically you can say. So each and every chain human needs basically chain which gets generates, and how the money gets rotates, and how the money set of money basically it's connecting to the banking industry, and that also the mutual fund which 1 lakh crore rupees Mumbai has invested from the taken the investment from the software industry software industries employees. So like this, basically, just to see basically up to what level the banking industries is also connected, and banks actually see a bank group basically that are basically director group basically they basically 100% knows that they basically know more than the software industry groups knows that. For example, they know that each and every thousand cities basically are getting used as a text box area, are getting created in the textbook, but mostly physical location many less people knows basically. Many less means many less people basically. Mm. Reason, the physical location where the money is getting invested, the physical address very basically many less people knows, because that's connected with the thousand cities, and thousand cities has created the text box basically. So that basically uh, many less people in the banking industry knows. Basically, mostly those people knows basically who are connected with the World Bank basically. So World Bank is it's a World Bank. So basically, it's not connected with the any of the countries' rules and regulations. Basically, they have their own rules, but it's situated in certain countries. So basically, their basically rules gets automatically gets applied, automatically gets overrides basically. So now basically we are talking about the banking investment, that banking investment, how they invest the money, how they collect the money from you, and how they say that they we have invested your money into this sector basically. So basically, banking industry also it's a very vast industry basically. They also have to think. They have also planned basically, and they also have to think lots of things basically. You can say they have to do the certain management plans for this. For banking industry basically, many less people joins the banking management side basically. The reason basically you require lots of highly qualified people basically, that is basically IITs, IIMs, and many big MBA group basically, BEMA groups basically. They can only become people also basically join sometime, but that basically very rare chance basically they get basically, because nowadays the degree prefer more basically. But if you have a knowledge, then basically degree is equal to knowledge basically. That also you can say, that also companies few companies takes into picture basically, but few companies says that without degree we can't give you the enter. But there are many companies who says that but there are nowadays basically companies are changing also, and they are telling that if you have a good knowledge, then basically we can take you in the company side basically. So here basically that is not the point. Here basically we are telling that the highly qualified management people, they basically handles the management of the investment basically. The management of the investment in this thousand city basically, it's not a small investment basically. You can say 1 lakh crore investment into which sector basically, you can say in the city basically, in which sector basically is getting money invested. That basically to invest and to get the return money from the human needs which is generated, and the human needs which is getting generated from the set of human needs, and which human needs has been collected by the customers, and the customers, that is the retail customers, and they have given certain monies, and that money basically we have to merge with the investment, and then we have to take the investment back, and we have to clear the each and every retail data, and each and every company's data. Then basically you have to rearrange the investment data, and then basically you have to whatever interest basically you have going to give to the investor basically, that you have to collect. So basically there are many management level stuff basically, you can say. There are basically lots of management level stuffs are there, that basically big management, that are basically IITs, IIMs, they have prepared their own system basically. In that system only they are going to work. For that basically you can say, well, one framework they have designed, and according to that framework basically, yeah, they are telling that we are doing perfectly with the investment plan basically. Of According to the investment plan, we are designed lots of stuff basically, and according to this design we are working basically, you can say. And we have succeeded also, and we have completed lots of projects, lots of investment we have cleared, lots of return also we have given, lots of mutual fund has been collected, and lots of mutual fund has invested in the land also. And according to the land, basically human needs are also generated, and the human needs are purchased by the customer, and then the customer basically has purchased the thing and given the money to the retail group, and then basically the money has getting merged to the banking industry, and then the interest is basically taken, and the rest of retail businessmen groups has to get the money also. Like this, basically lots of management stuffs are there that are basically getting managed, and that basically banking industry says that we are doing perfectly fine. So here basically we are stopping here, and then basically this was basically a 51st part, 51 part, and in 52 part we are going to take little bit more about the banking industry, and little bit about the management side, little bit about the cyber cell security group, and then basically the little bit about the real industry, that is basically software, that is basically thousand cities created according to the sorry, the text box has been created according to the thousand cities, you can say, and the vice versa also you can say. From thousand cities, the text box has created. So, like this, basically, we were discussing about the banking industry. Also, we are going to discuss little bit more about in detail. Then that is basically in 52nd part. This is 51st part. 51 part basically of the formula, and 52 basically part of the formula we are going to discuss after some time.